Last week, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles made their long-awaited return to movie theaters in the brand new animated film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, and our very own movies editor Nicole sat down with the cast, which includes actual teenagers, for a brand new episode of Xfinity Hangouts. Nicole, please tell us more about this.
Yes. All right. So I was lucky enough to hang out with the Turtles. I was so excited. As you guys know, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a huge fan base. So feel free to go watch it in theaters now. I think every true Turtle fan needs to watch this movie. Let's watch a clip.
Hey, guys, if we weren't monsters that were shunned by society and we could do what we wanted, what would you guys do?
Go to high school, maybe get a girlfriend.
Can you imagine that?
Not likely.
This is insane. Turtle, mutant, karate teens. I want to know everything about you.
Our dad is definitely not a giant rat.
That makes me feel like he's a rat.
Whoa.
Chick. What the? Y'all some little tortoises, huh?
I can't believe there are other mutants.
Hi, Micah, Shimon, Nicholas, and Brady. So excited to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem.
Yes, excited to talk with you.
I like your shirt.
Awesome. Oh, thank you. More just for you guys.
Thank you.
Michael, let's start with you. So we all have our favorite series, movies, comic books. What generation of Turtles did you grow up with?
I grew up with the 2012 series, but I also grew up with the Michael Bay films. And some don't really like it that much. But me personally, I loved it. They were super cool. They were jacked. Yeah. And it was like it felt so real because they were in real life. And I don't know how they did it. They did it so well. But I remember watching them and being like, dude, that's what I want. And this is kind of crazy to say. That's what I want to be when I grow up. Is look like that. But I don't look like that. But I guess in the movie I am that.
Yeah, so I really showed my age there. None of them referenced the Jim Henson Turtles from the early 90s, which is what I grew up with. And David, I know you did too. Or even the animated series from the 80s. But luckily the director is around my age, so he threw in a lot of cool references that I appreciated. But yes, the movie was amazing. I think everyone should watch it. Kids, adults, everyone. I give it 5 stars on Letterboxd if that means anything to you guys.
I can't with anyone saying the Michael Bay Ninja Turtles.
I know. He was very apologetic to say that too, and I was like, "Oh, it's okay, sweetie."
Yeah,
such a sweet.
I'm already gonna get canceled.
I know he's such a sweet kid. So no judgment because this happens all the time. There are people who swear that Ben Affleck is their Batman, and it's okay to be wrong, but that is who you grew up with. I totally get it. There are people whose Batman was Adam West, and Adam West was great, but he's not my Batman.
Right.
It's absolutely wrong to like the Michael Bay Turtles. And let me tell you why. Okay, now I didn't even plan to talk about this because I didn't know that's what he was going to say.
Continue. Yes.
But what makes the Ninja Turtles so impressive and what is I don't know, what I love about them and what's important is that they learned the discipline of martial arts from Splinter, who learned it from his master, watching him from his cage, then grew up and then passed this on to his sons. And it's about, the discipline and respect of martial arts and learning the art of invisibility. It took skill. They weren't super strong monsters. They were just aside from the fact that they were mutant turtles, they fought with skill and they fought with honor. Mm-hmm. And the Michael Bay Turtles were just giant monsters who could crush tanks. Right. And that takes away the necessity to learn the skill and takes away the importance of Splinter in their story when you can just break things apart with your giant mutant claws. So I think that's what really lost me among 100 other things for the Michael Bay version.
Yeah. And I feel like there was no real humor, obviously Mikey is the jokester, but to me, they're all funny. They all have good one-liners. And I feel like I didn't get that in the Michael Bay version.
Yeah. You need some vulnerability. And those turtles had that. The turtles were vulnerable because they also they lost in the 90s version, Raphael got his butt kicked and almost died, was in a bathtub in a coma for a week. And Leo almost got taken out by Shredder, but like you never really, how do you take out these giant dinosaur turtles that Michael Bay created? It's nonsense. I'm just up on my soapbox now.
Wow. I didn't really have a point of view because I'll be honest, I didn't see any of the Michael Bay versions of this. I was, 80s, 90s, growing up on that. So I never even watched any of these, but I totally, without even seeing it, David, I can say I totally 100% agree with you.
Thank you. And I'm really excited about this movie too, because I think you get back to some of that vulnerability, and you can sense that even in the clip that we watched. I mean, they are actual teenagers, so just inherently by their voices, you're like, oh, they're a little sweeter and innocent. And then, did you like the movie, Nicole?
Oh, of course. I mean, it's like you said, the kids were great. I keep calling them kids. They're probably like 18. But no, they were, like you said, they're very vulnerable. They're very sweet. It had a modern day vibe, but also like played into that nostalgia too, which I think was really nice. And, as you mentioned earlier, the animation was pretty interesting. I really love what they did. And there's a ton of people associated to this cast. I mean, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg were executive producers. I mean, if anyone likes Superbad, watch this.
Yeah, they wrote it as well.
Right, yes. And it's not as like raunchy, of course, but it's just still that very fun, very quotable movie that everyone could appreciate.
And I also love this because as like a longtime Turtles fan and someone who had comic books and action figures and played all the video games, there are a bunch of characters we've never seen in movies before. Like Rose Byrne is Leatherhead, Post Malone is Ray Fillet, Paul Rudd is Mondo Gecko. And then some of the returning characters, Seth Rogen as Bebop, John Cena as Rocksteady, Jackie Chan as Splinter, Ice Cube as Superfly, Giancarlo Esposito as Baxter Stockman, and Ayo Edebiri as April O'Neil. So you're also seeing a lot of diversity in this cast. April is Black in this movie, which is awesome. Giancarlo Esposito, also, who was originally Black in the comic books, was made white for the cartoons. So now they're getting back to the origins of the comics. And you love to see that, like a real diverse cast of characters and turtles and mutants.
And mutants. And
like who I ever thought Mondo Gecko would make it. I never thought like he's just they really did pick the most random villains for this.
They really did. I mean, and Paul Rudd was amazing, as you can imagine. So
well, I am very excited for everyone else to see this. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem is in theaters now, and you can check out Nicole's full interview with the cast by saying Hangouts into your Xfinity voice remote right now.